Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Okay, you guys, it's Vlogas Day 5. Everything Counts Challenge, but we're doing it for the budget. We're out here budgeting. That's what we're doing. We're making every bit count, right? What I realized, for those of you who are joining me, is my garden is not as producing as it was before all the travel and stuff. And so I'm having to make every bit count in other ways, right? Just to get in this every bit counts challenge. But we do have some videos coming out, some of the stuff that we have done. I made a recipe yesterday. I'm going to share that as a reel for the recipe I made yesterday. And we did a huge garden harvest the day before. And then we're doing a pantry challenge. So I got to film the refrigerator clean out, but I've not been feeling well these last couple of days. Hence why I have not gotten dressed fully today. I'm up, but I'm not in a good space. I was supposed to go out to the garden, and just the thought of going outside is challenging my spirit because my energy level is so low, and I don't have low energy. So I know I just don't feel well. I sound like a man. I've been sounding like this for a couple weeks. Hey, man, for a couple days. Hey, ma'am, good to see you for a couple days since I think I started feeling bad Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and now it's Tuesday, the fourth day. No fever, no chills or anything like that. Just coughing. Not even any congestion, really. Oh. Not able to breathe out my nose. And I had a little bit of a headache this morning, but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty decent. I've done things I've small bursts of energy, and I mean small. I did move the bed around yesterday, not the bedroom, just the bed, and I like it that way better as the summer season come to an end. So we're going to jump in and do every bit of this budget count. We're going to make every bit of the budget count. I did get child support in yesterday, which is typically, I guess, around the 4th, maybe. So I'm going to share my screen and make sure that you all can see me budget. And I've got some big things that are coming up. So my plan is to save as much as I can, but I also have to put money into Jackson's because school is starting. And so he's got to have some things. So I'm going to go down to kids deposits, and that deposit was $368.38. Not typical. I don't know how they come up with these numbers. I don't know if some kind of way, I don't know how it comes up, because if it was weekly amount, it would be $216.46. Okay, so I'm going to insert a note. This came through yesterday was the 4th. So 8/4 was $368.38. Okay, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. And now it is the 5th. So we're on, what is it, Tuesday? Okay. Now, if you see numbers, where you see numbers in Sunday, I paid my bills on Friday, but we had 2 days in August. So the 1st and the 2nd, which were on a Friday and a Saturday. And then Sunday started the 3rd. And I didn't want to put a 5th week in. So I just put all those extra 2 days I just tacked onto the 1st week. So that's where you see monies being spent on a Sunday. They were not spent on a Sunday. They were actually on Friday. Okay. So we're going to scroll. Why is this thing looking crazy? Let me go down a little bit more. Okay. So we're going to scroll all the way down. Of course, we're going to do tithe. I got to go by the vet to get the dogs their stuff. So 37 is going to go for tithe. So I'm writing this down in my little notebook. I just keep a little notebook to write down so I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, that's going to give me 331. All right, now 18. Okay, $19 is going to go right there. All right, so that's going to give me 312. Now, Jackson has to get money into his clothing account because it's the first budget, first child support of the month. And so I'm going to find Jackson's account. He's going to get $50. And I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to put all of that money in while I'm doing this. So I've got my computer going. I got my phone. And I'm going to make all of those transactions while I'm actually doing the budget. Okay. Yeah. And that way I'm going ahead and getting that money out of my account. And it's already being pushed out, right? Go ahead and make those choices and decisions now. Do what you got to do. Move everything out. Okay, this much goes here. All right. So Jackson's going to get $50. So I'm going to put that over here. That's going to give me 262 left. Let me make sure. I've already paid my phone bill. Jackson has to now pay his own phone bill. So I'm not worried about that any further. Okay, I'm going to move $50 into Jackson's account for his clothing. Jackson. Okay. All right. So I've moved that. Now, what do I need to fund? Oh, savings account. Jackson gets $50 into his savings because I got an unusual amount. I try to go ahead and do double savings for him. That way I'll know it's already done, just in case I'm running short on the end. I didn't forget his money. So I'm going to move that out as well. So I'm moving that from there to his savings account. Jackson savings. Okay. And then I'm going to put, and that will be for 2 weeks because it's not quite 2 weeks. I don't want to kind of round it up and do like 35 and then I forget for 15 more. I don't want to do any of that. So if I get a big amount, that's not the 216, I just go ahead and double his savings already. And if I run up on extra at the end, I'm perfectly fine. So I'm going to do $50. So that leaves me with 212. Now, everything I needed to do for Jackson, I believe, is done. Let me go back and check. And I don't have you, I can't see really where I'm talking to y'all, but hold please. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything because I could be and I don't want to. All right, very good. Okay. Hey y'all, good to see everybody. I'm glad you're here. All right. Okay, let me make sure that I'm not missing anything. The mortgage is paid, the utilities are paid, the water and sewer, the cell phone, the internet. Didn't do anything there. Mr. Jerome's money is out. Didn't do anything there. Okay. Amazon Prime. I'm still waiting for Healthways and Jackson's Gym to come out. My Healthways should be this week. Jackson's Gym should be about middle of the month. Did his $50. Okay, moving down. I did have one unexpected expense and it caught me by surprise. So let me see where I can put that. I had gotten a thing for Audible, the book reading thing. It was like free for 3 months or something, but you had to cancel after 3 months. So then I'm trying to figure out how to cancel this doggone thing. And nowhere can I figure out how to cancel it. Nowhere can I figure out how to cancel it. I'm on Amazon, I'm on Audible, and I can't find it. I'm Googling it. I'm trying to find it. It won't let me do it. August 1st came and it charged me $15.99. And I was like, oh, the devil is a lie. He's not about to get me again. So finally, I went back on Audible and I could figure out where I could cancel it. But I've been looking to cancel it for weeks, trying to figure it out, and it would not let me do it. But they got that last $15.99. They won't get it again. So I'm just going to put this in because it did sneak by me. It was not a planned purchase because I don't need to read anything that bad. Just Audible membership, but I now have canceled that, so I shouldn't see that again. But doggone God. And I tried to cancel when I was in Texas. I was trying to figure it out, and I could not figure out how to get it done. So, anywho, that got me. So I'm looking to budget now $212. So I'm going to go back up to some of these small sinking funds that I have and just I'm trying to do a couple of sinking funds every time. That way I'm able to put something in savings, but I'm also able to get a few of those sinking funds already sank. So I'm going to look at doing the Amazon Prime, which is $13. So that's going to give me $1.99. And then I'm going to do the Pure Flix, which is $11. And that's going to give me $1.88. And then I'm going to do, where is the P.O. box? Let's see, Amazon Prime, Pure Flix. I try to do some of the smaller ones. I'm going to skip over that phone thing for the new camera for right now. I'm skipping that. Okay, I'm going to do the $17 for the P.O. box. That's going to give me $171. And then I'm going to do the oil change at $20. Because I'm going to have to get my oil change very, very soon. That's going to leave $151, which I'm going to put into savings. Now, this is not actually going to be savings because I have another trip coming up. I'm going to put it in my savings for right now. I am going to use it very shortly, a couple weeks. But I've got to go to another trip that I had not budgeted for. And so I've got to find ways to pay for that. So I'm going to do a couple sinking funds. So this is Amazon Prime. This is Pure Flix. This is the P.O. box. And this is the oil change. So I'm able to do 4 of the sinking funds. Now, once I get One Mom revenue income coming in, I'll be able to put monies back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of making sure I get all the things done ahead, and then I'll have money to put back later. But I don't want to run the risk of not having stuff planned out, and then I'm trying to figure out where money is coming from later. Oh, shoot. I put that doggone Audible on Wednesday. I do see it on Wednesday, y'all. I apologize. It's going to stay on Wednesday, but I'm going back on Tuesday for the other thing. So let me go back up and figure out. Okay, I'm going to do $13 for Amazon Prime, $11 for Pure Flix. Scrolling down, P.O. Box is $17 because I just paid that last month, I believe. And then I'm going to go down and do $20 on the oil change. And then I'm going to do $150 in my savings account. $151. And that should take me, if I come back over here on this side, to $182.75. Now, what has to come out of that is Gracie and Queenie, their Their heartworm and flea stuff that comes out of there. My Healthways gym and Jackson's gym. So that's everything that needs to come out in the next week or so. And then we still have room to grow to pay some of these other things. Now I'll get YouTube money. I'll get my other social media money, and that's going to help for some of these other sinking funds that I didn't do right now. Because I had to do money in Jackson Savings and I had to do his clothing, I went ahead and did that and just picked some of those smaller sinking funds. And I know it's always kind of been one of those things where some people would say, but you shouldn't spend your, child support on those things. So I have had to rationalize and recognize that child support is for the care of the child. And my oil change takes Jackson to work. I probably drive Jackson around more than I've driven any child around. I probably should be spending gas money for Jackson because just this week yesterday I had to take him to soccer practice. Hey now, good to see you. So I had to take him to soccer practice. Then I had to drive, pick him back up from soccer practice, take him to work, then bring myself back home. All summer long, it's been the internship. Thank God we are done with that internship. Oh, praise the Lord. So I justify that by saying he's getting cared for, right? Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going into my sinking fund account and I'm sinking the funds. Well, does he really watch Pure Flix? He watches anything that's on this TV thing. Does he really do, what else did I say? Amazon Prime. If I need to order something, he can order from Amazon Prime. Let me make sure. Okay. Calm down, Brenda. All right. So I'm going to put in oil change money. And I want to do this now so I don't forget, because I will forget, right? And I don't want to do that. And I'm running out of steam, y'all. Pray for me. Oil change, that's going to be $20. Okay, that's done. So I'm marking it off my list. Now, the next thing is I'm going to do the P.O. box. So I'm going to transfer from my regular checking account into the P.O. box, and that's going to be $17. Okay, I'm marking that off my list. One more transfer is going to be from my regular checking account, and that's going to be the Pure Flix. Somebody gifted that to me the very first year that I had it, and we have had it ever since. Somebody sent me a gift of that, and we've had it ever since then. So one more sinking fund, which is my Amazon Prime. Now, typically, my Amazon Prime is gifted to me as well. Glad you're here, ma'am. But I always want to make sure that I have money in that account just in case, for some reason, it's not gifted. Does that make sense? Like I have a friend and I do all of her ordering for her. And so she just gifts it to me because I do all of her ordering, which I don't charge her to do that. I'm happy to order for her, no problem. But she wants to do it. And I've tried to argue with her several times about it, and she does not listen to me. So, but I always fund it just because I'm never sure. Like, I don't count on anybody's gifting. I don't say, oh, Barbara's going to gift me. Hey, now, good to see you. Barbara's going to gift me blah, blah, blah. Because Barbara's heart could be right. It could be a great intention. Something could happen. Illness, a credit card gets declined. Somebody has to change an account, something like that. So I never want to count that. So I always go ahead and budget for it. If it comes in, then I'll take those funds and dump them somewhere else, wherever it's necessary, or I'll divide it up. And so because we went ahead and got that in yesterday, one thing you didn't see is I'm not taking out any money for food this month. extra because we're doing a pantry challenge. We have lots of stuff in the freezer, lots of stuff in the deep freeze, and I want to kind of get all of that stuff all cleaned out and everything. I'm going back to work on Monday, so I'm going to put in for my travel reimbursement for the trip that I went on in July. So I'm going to do that on Monday when I go back, and prayerfully, I'll get that money back at the end of the month as a separate check than I will my regular paycheck. Hey, now, good to see everybody. And so that will then be put back into the savings where I'm going to have to pay for another trip that I've got to go on. I am splitting expenses on that trip 2 ways right now, maybe 3. It could be 4 ways. So it's going to decrease my part by a lot, but I do have to pay for the plane ticket. I do have to fly. And so those plane prices are disrespectful. Delta is just going to be higher. American is cheaper, but after flying American over that last trip, I just don't think that I don't have it in me to fly American anymore because they be doing a whole bunch that I don't want done. I don't want to come home 24 hours after I got to the airport the day before. I just don't want that anymore. So, and I'm going to see if United will fly into that particular airport. I'm not sure, but right now I'm going to be flying in Delta. So just one last recap. Excuse me, y'all. Before I jump back out, I want to make sure that everybody gets those budgets done. So I got my summer cash deposit went in $1,965. So my summer cash account is all clear. Is at $0 balance. $368.38 came in yesterday as a form of child support, giving me $2,333.38 to work with. The mortgage is paid at $1,122.11. Now, starting in September, I'm going to try my best to find $27 more and 89 cents to make that $1,150. I'm going to pay something extra towards that principal of that mortgage, however I can find it, because I need to get off with this mortgage and be done with it before 30 years. The utilities, $186.69 is paid. Water and sewer at $82.84 is paid. My cell phone I paid. The internet is paid. Household repairs, I haven't put any money in that account, but I will next time. Mr. Jerome, we went ahead and paid him, got money out for him to do the lawn not this week, but probably the next week. Maybe he's coming in 2 weeks. I don't remember. 2 weeks maybe. Recycling, renewal, pest control, yearly pest spray. We'll fill that either next time or the next time. The Amazon Prime is done. The Sinking PureFlix is done. Healthways Gym and Jackson's Gym. I should say Jackson's Gym. Why does that say Taekwondo? Probably because I'm using an old sheet. Okay. This should say Gym. Lordy. Jackson Gym. Okay. Here we go. It's $30. That hasn't come out yet, but it will. Moving down. His high school sinking fund, which is just for his clothes, I put $50 in. Now, Jackson has been putting money in. I think he put $120 in there yesterday when he got paid from his paycheck. And I put money in there last month, and he put money in there the last 2 weeks because he's saving up for his school clothes. He didn't want any pictures when he did his senior pictures. We're going to do some senior pictures later towards the end of the senior year so we can send to family and everything. But he just wanted to get his yearbook picture done. That was that. I didn't do anything in that new camera fund. Remember, I had the money, but then I had more expenses going to San Antonio than I had expected. And so I just used that to pay off my credit card because I'm not going to hold a credit card balance. I'll keep working with what I have over here as far as my phone. It does fine. I just have to keep deleting stuff and, freeing up space. We don't have any monthly groceries summer groceries, none of that. No eating out, none of that stuff for the summer months. Personal care, I do have $50 to use for my nails. I'm trying to go as long as I can without getting my nails done. Totally fine. We did the sinking fund, but I pulled out cash for that. Make sure I pulled out cash for that. Okay. Cash for that. Sinking fund for the P.O. box is $17. I keep that P.O. box because I get a lot of my brand deals to go there. Because with porch pirates and all this kind of things and people just stealing stuff off your little porch, I don't want to run that risk. And we can use the post office address and they'll hold it for me in the back. I was in there the other day sending something out to one of my friends. And the lady said, "You want me to check to see if you got anything?" I don't know. You might have some packages. I mean, I get packages there with brand deals so much that they know me, right? People send stuff for me to review. I actually got 2 reviews that I'm so far behind on and I need to get them done. I just been gone and I haven't felt well. Okay, no clothing. Although I did do a clothing try on haul. Some of you saw that. I'm come back to that. Somebody remind me clothing. Just put clothing in the comments so I can come back to that. Travel, recreation, because I'm taking that trip, I need to have travel money. So $50 is planned for that. I guess I could have put the $150 for that because that's where I really put the money. Jackson has $50 in his account. Gracie and Gwenny, I need to go by and pick up their stuff. We took out cash for gas, oil change we did today, a couple other sinking funds I have not done. My license, my registration and car insurance, I haven't done that yet, but I do have my bill for my taxes to get my car sticker. I just have to get it inspected, get my sticker, and then I'm gonna be straight. I'm wondering if I can get it inspected this month when I go to get my oil change. I'm gonna remember that. Get your car inspected when you get the oil change, because then I don't have to go back for another inspection. I just have to keep that. Then I can pay my taxes and get my my sticker. All right. Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate that. I don't have my ma'am, thank you so much. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to work 2 screens and I don't have my comments on. I appreciate that. That's a blessing. So much. Thank you. Thank you, Olivia, for reminding me about the clothing. I'm coming back to that in a second. Y'all, I'm operating on like minimal over here because I just can't get this thing to get off me. Healed in Jesus' name. But thank you so much for that blessing. Everybody who blessed me, I appreciate that. Moving on, moving down. Okay. I am going to start saving for a new car very soon. I'm trying to manage. I put new car in the thing too, Olivia, because I'm coming back to that. Tithe 37, offering is 19. That one little audible thing that got past me is $15.99. I put 151 in my savings. I probably should put that. Let me move that into that travel fund because it's going to give me a false sense that I'm saving, even though I know it needs to go in that travel fund. I need to take that out of there just so I'm not fooling myself to say you saved this month, Shakima. I may still get some savings in, but I need to put that in the right spot so that I'm not confused. Again, that puts me at spending $2,150.63. And then that gives me $182 to work with. Thank you, ma'am, so much. I will definitely use it for a pantry. If anybody sends me something and they tell me specifically what they want me to use it for, then I'm 100% going to use it for that thing. If somebody sends me a gift and it's just, hey, do whatever, then I will do whatever. But I will definitely, if you pinpoint it, like do this, then I'll do this. And I appreciate that so much. That's a blessing. Because actually I was thinking the other day, we're going to go and use all of our pantry stuff, but then I need to restock some more pantry stuff. And I'm setting all of that for September, but hey, I was thinking about it. So that does help me out so very much. Um, and I appreciate that. Okay, let me go back to clothing. I want to talk about that real fast. So for some reason, and I'm not sure what the reason is, I was getting before the summer, I was getting a lot of clothing reviews. People asking me to do clothing, one specific brand for sure. Then, with all these tariffs and things that have happened, I'm not sure if they just don't want to send stuff, but that is almost has dried up. It's like you go through seasons, right? And I have some things that'll come in very good and some things they won't. So I haven't had to purchase new clothes unless I just wanted to. I haven't had to purchase new clothes in almost 3 to 4 or 5 years. I don't even know, because every so often I'll get a new thing. And I actually got one, but when I looked on, because they don't give you carte blanche to their whole website, they'll give you an influencer page and you can pick from that page. There wasn't anything on there that I felt like was going to work for me at this current stage of life. So I declined that one. I've worked with them before, but they didn't have anything that I thought was going to be earth shattering and make an impression or, for work. With that being said, we have a new thing this year. It's not new, but it is new. Our dress code at work used to be a little bit lax. Used to be a little bit more lenient. Let me say that. Used to be a little bit more lenient. And this year it is not. So people in my position, I'm what's called support staff. I'm actually central services because I work for the county, even though I work in schools. So we have to wear dresses, pantsuits, skirt suits, all that. I've got some stuff in my closet that I'll be pulling and picking, but I may have to purchase a few pieces. I was in Ross the other day with Alana because she was looking for stuff for her new job and found like 3 or 4 different cute dresses that I did like, but they weren't not bad price. They were like $17.99, $12.99, in that price range. If I need to pick up a few pieces, I plan to pick up a few pieces, but for right now, I'm going to just try to work with what I have in my closet, mix and match, pick and pull, see what I can put together. And I'm going to try to chronicle that outfits of the week and see what I come up with. So I'm not wearing the same things. I have a lot of dressy clothes, which will help because they want us to be more business professional. And I do have several shirts that have our county logo on them. So that's helpful. And I'm going to think about going to the Goodwill to see if I can find a couple pairs of like khaki pants. I found a pair of gray pants several months ago that I really love. If I could find that brand of pants in every color, I would get that. But I'm going to go and see because Jackson wants to shop and he's going to try the Goodwill, see if he can find some stuff there. We are going to go to Ross for him as well. But I'm going to see if I can keep my clothing budget extremely low. 2 reasons. 1, I don't want to spend money on the clothing. And 2, I'm fluctuating in weight again, right? So I'm now in a downward trajectory on weight. I was down about 1 pound and 6 ounces today when I weighed today. So that gives me about 3 pounds over the last week. So I'm going to go with it. Week. And I'm trying to get to 175. Right now I'm at 188.3. That was what I was this morning. So I don't want to spend too much on clothes and my body's still changing, but I will have to buy a few things here or there unless the Lord sees fit and the deals start coming back in. But with deals, I'm also sending out, people will ask you for your rate card. Some people will, some won't. They'll say, send me your rate card. I don't think I have outrageous rates for a video. Whenever I send out my rate card, nobody, they don't interact with me anymore. They just want free advertising. And then they want to use their link to track how many items are being purchased, but I don't get anything from that. So I've started using my link on Amazon. And so I can kind of recoup. Somebody, I'm not sure who, but people have been using my link and I made $17 on Amazon last month. I was like, praise the Lord. Thank y'all so much. That's like the most money I've made in, I don't know, forever. I tried to link some things in my storefront. things that I use, things that are good for me. So anywho, that's where the clothing came in. New car. So here's what I'm trying to do, because Jackson is going to need a car for school. So I'm trying to figure out if I can make a car payments extra in my social media world. I can't buy a new car until I can afford to either pay it off or afford the payment. Right now, I can't afford that. So I was looking at my analytics, and we had like 67,000 views for the last 28-day cycle. So my goal is not a dollar amount of money, but a view amount. I would like to be at least 100,000 views every month, because that'll help the dollar amount. I didn't want to say, oh, I want to, make 500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever. But again, it's like it used to be when I first started. It's like a job. You really got to put time. When I first started, I wasn't doing the ministry. I wasn't in ministry like I am now. That really takes over a lot of it's where my heart is. Not that my heart isn't here, but that is just something that me and the Lord, that I feel that very strongly. And so I've got to really focus, get back to doing the job of YouTube, which for me, sometimes it takes the fun out of it, because I'm making videos just to have people watch, because you're trying to make money. I like just doing the videos. I like chatting and being together and having all the things. I just enjoy this part of it. But it is a business. So I need to make at least a car payment's worth in order to put it to the side to start saving up for a car payment. If I could save that much money over the next year, 2 years, I could probably get a pretty decent car. But I don't want to have a car payment and not be able to bridge that gap, if that makes any sense. So I'm not rushing out to do anything. I'm taking care of the car that I have. I'm keeping the oil changed. I'm keeping the spark plugs changed, the brakes, all the things that need to happen. I'm doing all of that. And then we will see about anything further. But Jackson he's opened a money market account, which has a little bit more interest for him than a regular savings account. And he is putting money there. He is realizing that it is not just go and spend your money. He is realizing that he actually has to sit down and do that budget sheet and figure out who he has to pay for gas. Does he have a bill with Shamika? All these things. So he's learning money management. It's not always easy for him. He did start his Roth IRA, like sister has. Sister's been doing her Roth since 5 years now, since she was 16. She's doing extremely well. She's also doing well on her savings. The reason that she's saving is so she can decide if she either wants to buy a brand new car when she gets enough saved, or if she wants to move out, use that as a down payment to move out in a house. We have talked about sister buying a tiny home. If she wants to do a tiny home, and our area where we live is zoned for that, then she can actually put a tiny home behind our house and have it plumbed and all that for her to have her own home. And I think she almost has enough now to just about pay for a tiny home outright, because she's staying at home to save. And that's the point. I was never able, this makes me emotional. Y'all pray for me. I was never able to give her a lot when her dad first started paying child support. She was already older and almost on her way out. And I needed that. I needed that money to pay bills and stuff when he first started paying. Then when we got out of debt, it was better. And I was like, okay, God, what can I do for her? So I didn't save a ton. And then I gave her a little bit on her car. Her dad really showed out and gave her good on her. She had saved up. If she didn't buy that car, she would have a whole lot of good money. She could have bought a tiny home twice if she didn't save up to buy that, if she didn't use her money to buy her car. So for me at this point in my life, what can I do for my kid? And if she wants her own independence, but not all that comes with that, the yard work and the taxes and blah, blah, blah. I've got enough room to put 7 or 8 tiny homes in my backyard if I wanted to. But if I can do that for my kid, then I'll do that for my kid. We don't know that's what she's doing. She may want to buy a house. She's saving up and she gets to make that decision. But I want to be the best parent I can and do for her what I can. The other thing that we're thinking about, and I saw this on a YouTube channel, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but it was such a great idea, was he bought a home that had a mother-in-law suite on the back. And his daughter was about 23, so kind of around sister's age. And where they lived, it was just too expensive for her to move out. And he said, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to wall in the entrance between the two houses. We're going to wall it in. And then there was an outdoor entrance to get into that portion of the mother-in-law suite. And so he just made that her own little tiny home on his home. She had her own driveway and how to get in and all that type of thing. And so I just feel that's important for me. Sister said to me the other day, she said, Mom, I'm just not ready to move out. I've been trying to tell her this for a long time because friends and people in her life keep saying, your mom's never going to let you move out. You're going to have to stay at home for the rest of your life. She just doesn't want to be alone. She's keeping you at home. And that's never been the truth. But I don't believe she needs to struggle to scrimp and save to try to pay a mortgage or rent. Rent here is more than my mortgage at $1,100. You paying $1,250 for a Roach Motel around where we live. So I didn't want that for her. So I'm just trying to find things and ways that I can help my kids. Jackson's starting his savings because he really does want a car. And it's great. But he's got to do his part. Sister did her part. I'm doing something for him as well. And he'll get there. So anywho, y'all, that's the budget update for this particular week. I'll be back again, making every bit count and use all those coins. I budgeted down to the last 38 cents of that child support. And I know that that trip was not planned, but it's a ladies event and some of my ladies potentially will meet me there. And I want to make sure that it is available. And what I will do once everything comes available, I'll put it out in my YouTube space. And if anybody is in the area and wants to come as well, then I would love to meet you at that same space as well. It's not, the registration site is not up yet, but as soon as it goes up, I will put that out. And if you are in the area and you want to come by and hang, I would love it. So there it is, y'all. I'm going to go sit in my chair. Jackson has graciously agreed to go out and do some of the weed eating for me because I am not well. And I'm going to try to eat something and just rest because that's where I am today. Y'all pray for me. I'm praying for y'all. Get those budgets done. All the things for everybody that sent a gift. God bless you. Thank you so much. If you didn't have it to send, no worries. God is taking care of us in every area. We got food. We got gas. We got a place to stay. And the bills are paid for these 30 days. See how God works it out for me. So I'm very thankful for that. I love you guys. Get those budgets done. Do all the things that you can. Be kind to people because that is what God would do. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Make every